Within my design system, I've been working on a knowledge base, and the purpose of the knowledge base is to inform AI tooling how to use my design system and construct experiences. When I mention AI tooling, these are some of the products that I'm referring to. So we have Claude Code, Codex, Cursor, etc. And with these tools, we're able to prompt and shape experiences with real code. And what's important for me is to ensure that AI is reusing the design system and the effort that we put into those components, accessibility decisions, etc. And a knowledge base is the key to unlock that reuse. So before we could leverage AI to prompt experiences, we really needed a solid foundation in place. And that foundation consists of highly composable components, so we can take those smaller building blocks and arrange them in many different ways. UX guidelines, so identifying what patterns we should be following and what patterns we should be avoiding. And then a crossover to the technical guidelines, so ensuring that humans or agents know how to use the components correctly so they can tap into things like accessibility and also just populating the components correctly. And with that foundation, I'm able to generate a custom element manifest directly from my code base, which was my first thin slice of the knowledge base. Within my design system, I have an assortment of knowledge, and then this knowledge is populating different touch points, such as the storefront, UX guidelines, storybook examples, LLM context, design canvas, and my development experience. So here's an example of how the knowledge is being used to populate my storefront. So the properties are being automatically inherited, and then also stories are defined. Additionally, I have a standalone UX guidelines app where I'm pulling in the UX guidelines from the custom element manifest. And I also have a standalone Figma plugin which pulls in the same content. Here's an example of the LLM. So within my design canvas, you can prompt to canvas, and ultimately it's using the JSON rules and the keywords in a combination to ensure that this experience is accurate. Additionally, I have a Codex plugin which I can prompt externally, and it will push the JSON structure onto the design canvas. So here's an example of the fragments. So they're JSON snippets of different patterns, and ultimately AI will be able to review these fragments on the fly and learn from them. So for the chart fragment, it'll be able to look at the data structure and ensure that it knows how to set up a chart correctly. And then for a drop-down fragment, if the AI is building an experience with a drop-down, it knows how to carefully construct that data set. And then when the JSON is introduced to the canvas, the drop-down will work as expected. So over the past few months of working with Codex and also my knowledge base together, it's given me a lot more trust in AI. So when I'm prompting experiences within Codex, I'm able to have confidence it's going to output a really good starting point that utilizes my design system. And then I'm able to iterate from there and make tweaks and fine tune the experience, whether that's in local dev or over in my design canvas where I'm experimenting with different layouts, and then I'm able to bring those layouts back into the local dev and then ultimately ship an experience. So here are some examples of projects that I've been building with my workflow. So I have my design system canvas, which I utilize the knowledge base a lot to support the build out of that experience. I also have my design system storefront where I leverage the data from my knowledge base and populate the storefront. And I also leverage skills if I'm building new components. I want to ensure that the components are consistent, so I have a specific skill for that as well. And the reason why I build these different projects is to really test out the design system in terms of the composability and then also the knowledge base. So I'm able to observe the output and then refine the experience, whether that's introducing a new component or potentially it's a fragment that educates AI how to use the system better. And then we have a really good knowledge base that AI can learn from. I've always loved working with a whiteboard marker, and it's always been a dream of mine to draw on a whiteboard, take a photo, and then somehow convert that into a layout that is using your design system coded components. And I feel like a combination of AI tooling and a knowledge base is really going to unlock that. So here's an example of something that I put together in terms of a wireframe, which I put into Codex and ran it through my Codex plugin. and it leverages my MCP, which talks to the knowledge base, and then it outputs the JSON structure onto my design canvas, and the results are fairly accurate. And yeah, it's exciting to see the knowledge base working as intended. And then with the output, you're able to craft it after, so you can inspect it, rearrange, adjust properties here and there. So yeah, it was a really good test to see how well the knowledge base is working, and I'm able to iterate from this process and continue to make it better as well. So that's been my journey working with a knowledge base and incorporating it into my workflow.